technology. William McDermott here tonight, joined alongside my good friend and partner Graham Nash. And tonight it's the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers at 8-10. The home team playing host to the Franklin College Grizzlies, coming in at 13-5. Going to take a quick second to thank our sponsors for today's game, including Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374, Boilermakers Local 374, represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Also, Wheeler Mission, for over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Morales Group, we're in the business to create a better future for you and your family. Also, the IndianaSRN sports page. Be sure to follow the sports page every day with updates, news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else? Large selection of food made from scratch and fairly priced. And then finally, Highway Safety Services. Highway Safety Services Incorporated provides traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana for the past 60 years. So William McDermott, Graham Nash here. Should be a fun one here inside Holbert Arena. Overall, thoughts on Rose-Hulman? They're coming off a big loss at Transylvania over the weekend.
Yeah, Rose-Hulman, they've had a little bit of a tough streak. They've lost 5 of their last 6, but they are close. They've had a 3-point loss and a 2 or 1 point loss in 2 of their last 4 games. So they feel like they're close. In that game against Transylvania that they just lost and they're coming off of, they had 27 forced turnovers, so their defense has been phenomenal. They feel like that's really a strong part of their game. It just needs, the offense needs to be cleaner. That needs to take its step up.
And something Deborah and Paul said from that game is that they didn't capitalize off those turnovers like they should have. 27 of them, only 14 points off turnovers at Transylvania. So they did a lot of work on the fast break, 3-on-2 type stuff, 2-on-3s type stuff that he talked about. Rose-Hulman hasn't beaten Franklin in 4 tries. They've lost 4 in a row to the Grizzlies, and 3 of those 4 have been decided by 4 points or fewer, including the last matchup back on January 18th. Yep, just 11 days ago, these two teams faced off at Franklin, and it was a nail-biter, 65-64 victory for the Grizzlies. A tight one. There was a late-game sequence. A foul was called, kind of a controversial thing in that one, but Jamie Baumgram had 23 points in that game, leading the way for Rose-Hulman as she has all season long.
Yeah, Baum was fantastic, has been fantastic, like you've said, and it was really such a close game. There were 12 lead changes, 16 ties, and in that type of game, it's just so your best player has to show up, and that's what Jamie Baum did. Interestingly, Franklin's best player did not, so Franklin, they're going to want to see a response from Jordan Kuhn, their best point scorer on the season. But Jamie Baum, 23 points, 9 for 19 from the field. She was efficient. She saw the ball going through the hoop early. That's what they're going to need from her again if she wants to have another big game.
She's 7 points away from being the 11th player in school history to an 1,000 career points here at Rose-Hulman, and I can say for sure that she will probably get that here tonight. Jamie Baum averaging over 16 points a game. That's top 3 in the HCAC. Rose-Hulman and Franklin College. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies coming up next on the pregame tip-off in about 6 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. This is Rose-Hulman women's basketball on RHIT TV.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Back here inside Holbert Arena, going to be a fun showdown. Franklin College, the visiting team, they're led by Jessica D'Armelio in her third season. She is a Franklin College grad of 2014. 13-5 on the year, 7-4 in the league. They're currently in a tie for third place in the HCAC. They were picked to finish 5th in the league. And Graham, this is one of the better offensive teams in the HCAC. They lead the league in scoring, putting up 75 points a game.
Yeah, they're a really good squad, but interestingly, they're not great at shooting from long range, William. That's something that we talked about a lot leading up to this game. They make their money in the paint. Yep. That is where they just dominate. So Rose-Hulman, as Devin Paul told us when we talked to him, they're going to have to be so solid in trying to force Franklin into taking shots and not driving, getting into the lane. But when the Grizzlies are this good at it, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, you mentioned the points in the paint, a big factor for Franklin College. They're second in the league in field goal percentage, 42% shooting, but 7th in the league from beyond the arc. 10 teams in the HCAC, 28.2% from distance. They're coming off a win where Rose-Hulman is coming off a loss, and they won by 11 on Saturday at Bluffton, a game where they had 40 points in the paint. And how about Jordan Kuhn? She had 23 points in that game and is averaging over 17 on the season.
Yeah, 9 for 13 from the field. She was phenomenal, made 3 3-pointers. She had been held to just 6 points over the 3 games before that one in Bluffton. So it's got to feel good for her to get back into a groove, reach that double-digit point mark where she has been living for the majority of the season. And Kuhn, again, she didn't have a great performance, a great showing against this Fighting Engineers team when they showed off just 11 days ago. So she's probably going to come in with a fire. This Franklin team just got that win over Rose-Hulman the last time they showed off. So in their minds, I'm sure they're going to want to make it more convincing, and Rose-Hulman, they feel like they've got something to prove.
Yeah, certainly a big game for both teams, and Deborah and Paul did say Amelia Diaz was somebody who kind of took the challenge of guarding Jordan Kuhn in that last matchup, so it's going to be interesting to see how the guard stuff plays out between these two teams. Rose-Hulman, of course, a very, very young team, only one senior on the roster in Jamie Baum and Franklin College. They do it in the paint. They have a lot of good players, a lot of good scorers, and that's why they're sitting at third place in the conference, a record of 13-5. In the series, Franklin College is leading it between the two schools 29-21, but when games are played here in Terre Haute, 11-11, and like I said earlier, these games between these two schools have been very close. 3 of the last four have been decided by 4 points or fewer. So, Graham, hopefully we're in for a good one.
I think we are. This clearly, Terre Haute is the great equalizer in this series, and I think that the Fighting Engineers, they know what they need to do, so do the Grizzlies. I think it's going to be a really good one, William.
Nope, just about ready to go here inside Hobart Arena. Going to pause for the national anthem.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity. And that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new Living Mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, You will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Looks like we're ready to go here inside Hobart Arena. William McDermott alongside Graham Nash. Looking forward to this one. Rose-Hulman and Franklin College. Things heating up in the HCAC. Both schools needing this one. Franklin 7-4 in league play. Rose-Hulman a little bit behind them, straggling a bit at 5-6, but they've been playing well as of late despite losing some close games.
Yeah, Devin Paul has full faith in this squad, says that they've really come together, and they're a young team, so they're going to have some trials and tribulations, but it'll be interesting to see if they can come out on the other side.
Cooney and Ship at the center circle for the jump ball, won by the Fighting Engineers, and here we go in the first period. Here's Sophia Reese. And here's Baum now, 7 points away from the 1,000 career mark. Amelia Diaz gets into the lane, puts it up with the right hand, and it's out of bounds. It'll go to the Grizzlies.
I like the aggression early from Amelia Diaz. Came off that screen, coming around the horn almost, and put up a shot. It was off the mark, but when you've got such a threat like Jamie Baum, you need other players to get involved because you've got to assume the Grizzlies are going to be really focusing on Baum.
Well, Rose-Hulman goes zone defense to start it out. Looks like a 2-3. Here is Kuhn, gets into the lane, trips, no whistle. Ship comes up with it for the Engineers. Gives it up, Diaz, that's a 2. It's long. Engineers able to fight for the rebound. And there's Diaz again, short on the jumper. And a couple opportunities for Rose-Hulman and some open looks that haven't connected.
And we heard Devin Paul just there say, go to the basket. Wants his players to drive when there's a wide open lane. Still good looks for Rose-Hulman. A couple early opportunities. But interested by this zone, especially with how much success Amelia Diaz had against Jordan Kuhn in the last matchup.
And down low, looks like we have a foul before the shot. That's going to be on the freshman, Emma Ship, as Taylor Cooney was driving to the basket. Inbounding here is Munchell. They get it inside. Cooney underneath, puts it up strong. There's the first points.
And we're going to see a lot more of that tonight, William. They love to work it down low, get it to one of the blocks, and then flip it in. That's their go-to.
And there's going to be a turnover for Rose-Hulman. Ship trying to get it to Diaz here and went off the ends of her fingers. A 2-0 start for Franklin. Some pressure here defensively. Looks like they're trying to put 28 seconds on the shot clock. It was initially at 29. Franklin College led by Jessica D'Armelio in her 3rd season. She was previously at Marion in Indianapolis, an NAIA school. As Munchell tries a 3, can't hit. That's their struggle. Diaz leads the way for Rose-Hulman, gives it up, Baum now. A reset with Reese. Baum at the free throw line, has it knocked away. There's Kuhn in transition. Puts it up and in.
Really good individual effort there from Kuhn. Rose-Hulman got a little crowded at the top of the key, allowing for Kuhn to just get a hand out there quickly and poke it away. But Rose-Hulman, their defense has been pretty good so far against Franklin. They just need to, again, create some offense of their own now.
Baum, that's a deep one. Short. 4-0 start for the Grizz. Munchell finds Cooney, and she's fouled by Baum. She'll head to the stripe.
I'm shocked a little bit, William, that they're coming out with this full court press, because I feel like, obviously that was in transition, but even when it is coming out of bounds, they're using that full court press. I feel like that often opens up a lane down low, and as we know, that's where Franklin is so solid. I feel like they would want to get back, get set, and then force a tough perimeter 3, kind of like Devin Paul told us. But it seems more that they just want constant pressure on this Grizzlies team, trying to throw them off a little bit in this early first quarter.
Cooney, a pretty surefire free throw shooter, 73% on the season, makes the first and makes the second. A sub in the game for Rose-Hulman. They go a little bit bigger here. Out is Diaz, and in is Caitlin Fennell. And she can certainly hit some shots from distance. Fennell, 27% on the season from deep. There's another turnover to the second of the game for Rose-Hulman. And that's a 3, teed up and scored. Maddie Barnes, and a 9-0 start for the Grizzlies. Just 3 minutes in, and Rose-Hulman cannot find anything around the basket.
Yeah, they had a good look there. I liked what they were trying to do, finding the cutter in that left lane, but it was just a little too predictable. Franklin was there, and Franklin's defense has come to play. They've already forced a couple turnovers on Rose-Hulman. So the Fighting Engineers, they're getting the looks they want. They've shown some strong defense already against the Grizzlies. It's just you can't let Franklin get out in transition. That's what Transy did really well in that second half against Rose-Hulman in the last game when they started to pull away. So the Fighting Engineers, they just need to not turn it over, which is what every team tries to do, but you've got to make sure that you're making the easy, clean passes. You can't let the cutter going to the basket get that pass poked away. You can't get it poked away when you're at the top of the key. Just the little things that need to be tightened up, and that's why Devin Paul is taking this timeout.
Yeah, Devin Paul said to us earlier before the game that kind of the next step for this team is that they want to be leading in the fourth quarter. They feel like they've been playing from behind a lot this season, especially in the recent games that have been close for them. He feels like if they can go into the fourth quarter or be in the fourth period with a lead for an extended period of time, he feels good about their group's will to get that game out and pull away with it. But here a 9-0 deficit to start things off. Sophia Reese fouled on a hard take to the basket.
And just to go off of that, William, there's been some really slow starts for this team in a couple games this season, but they've still found a way to bring themselves back. They're really good at the mid-late first quarter runs when the other team maybe starts to settle in a little bit more. Sometimes it just takes a second to get your wits about you, remember the game plan. So this Fighting Engineers team, they are very capable of making runs despite getting off to slower starts.
It's got to feel good for Sophia Reese to see the ball go through the basket. Didn't score. Had a tough outing against Transylvania over the weekend. That big loss for Rose-Hulman on the road. 9-2 early, still first quarter. Still a zone defense. That's Barnes. Same spot, same result. 2 threes for Barnes early in this one.
Well, Rose-Hulman is going to give them that shot every day of the week because, again, they're not the greatest shooting team.
And there's Baum, the little floater in the lane. She's now 5 points away from that 1,000 career point mark.
Something to watch, though. Barnes, 32 in blue, is one of the better three-point shooters on this squad.
They don't shoot it well as a team, but she certainly has a stroke from distance. Here she is again. Fennell getting up closer on her. Munchel now in the corner. They go post up Cooney. Couple steps and a nice left hand.
And that's dangerous. That's it. Right, that right there is what they live off of. That's what they breathe off of. Is that down low play for Cooney or Jordan Kuhn.
Inside. No good on the first attempt from Gallegos Rodriguez. Baum tries a three. No good. Her second attempt from distance. Another offensive rebound, though. Fennell has it with 12 on the shot clock. And a foul. They're going to get Munchel for a reach.
I like the aggression of Fennell just driving there on that right side, not giving up. Good defense from the Grizzlies, but Rose-Hulman, they're finding those looks. Again, Jamie Baum with a really clean look at a three there, just did not get through. Those will start falling as time goes on.
Hey, you look at the scoreboard, 5 of 6 start from the field for the Grizzlies, and then for the Engineers, 1 of 7, and that's kind of why it's a 14-4 ball game here early. Here's Chip. Now back to Baum, 7 on the shot clock. That's going to be an offensive foul. Credit Jordan Kuhn for standing in there.
Yeah, what makes Kuhn so dangerous is just elite ball knowledge, quite frankly. She's a great passer, 34 assists on the season, over 17 points a game, and there, drawing the foul, forcing Jamie Baum, the best player on this Rose-Hulman squad, to take a trip to the bench. Jordan Kuhn is a fantastic player, and again, didn't have a great performance against Rose-Hulman 11 days ago, wants to get on the board quickly.
Yep, and here is Kuhn. They look for Munchel on that roll, don't have it, and then there's a nice little play in the post. Erica Buning, averaging 11 a game, 6.5 rebounds. She's been a key player for them. She came off the bench for the first 3 games of the year and then kind of was inserted into the starting lineup, and another offensive foul. They're going to get Emma Chip with the illegal screen.
And again, there it is, just the little things that you gotta make sure you get right when you're facing a strong team in conference play. But yeah, Erica Buning, best field goal percentage on this team. She does such a good job of getting to her spots.
Looks like we have another clock issue, another sub as well. Sierra Snowden now in for Rose-Hulman. Out goes Emma Ship, the freshman from Jasper. So 16-4 advantage here for the visiting Franklin College Grizzlies.
Rose-Hulman no longer in that zone defense.
Nope, man-to-man straight across the board. Here's Munchel, 10 on the shot clock. They look for the post-up. And now Kuhn. Kuhn drives. Soft touch off the glass. 7 of 8 start from the field for Franklin.
Not much Sophia Reese could have done in that situation. Kuhn just getting to her spot right next to the hoop.
Gallegos Rodriguez on the early attack, gives it up to Meyer, who can't hit. Kuhn has it stripped from behind. Break opportunity for Rose-Hulman. And a foul as Gallegos Rodriguez took a Euro in the lane.
That was well done by the Fighting Engineers, getting that strip off of Kuhn. Otherwise, she had a wide open lane and could have blown this up to a 16-point lead. But instead, maybe a potential point swing here for the Fighting Engineers. Franklin, they're off to a lightning start. Rose-Hulman trying to adapt, switching to that man-to-man, player-to-player defense instead of the zone that wasn't quite working.
First free throw missed from Gallegos Rodriguez. She's pretty good from there, too. 25 of 30 on the season. Ball just not going in the basket for the home team. Again, another miss, 2 in a row. High-paced attack. Munchel coast to coast, swatted away, but a late whistle. And there's going to be a foul, I believe, on Gallegos Rodriguez.
And Devon Paul really not happy with that one because there was a referee on the baseline, right, where that foul happened, and no whistle was blown. It was the referee on the far sideline by the bench that called the foul.
That was a shooting foul, so Munchel will get 2, but Grizzlies now in the bonus here in the first period. Defensively, Franklin statistically coming into this one, not a great defensive team. They give up the 8th most points in the league, I should say, 2nd most points in the league defensively, 69.4 their opponents are averaging, but just 4 points for Rose-Hulman. They're 1 of 8 to start from the field. And there's a good look inside, up and in for Julia Meyer.
Really good backdoor cut from Meyer, found the open space and was able to cleanly reel in that entry pass, put it up and in. And yeah, Franklin, their strategy, score more than you.
Grinstead from the corner, short. Her first shot attempt is no good. Grinstead, the senior guard from Bloomington. They're looking to post up here with Snowden inside, but Fennell fires from distance and hits.
Rose-Hulman going to need a little bit more of that.
And there's Grinstead with the answer. We've got a little bit of a shootout here in Holbert Arena.
I can guarantee you that's not what we expected with this Franklin team.
Reese fouled on the drive.
Really good 3 for the Fightin' Engineers. They're a better 3-point shooting team than Franklin. They need to do more of this. Get those 3s in transition, work it down low, try to open up someone around the perimeter, and then find that shot.
Now Sophia Reese to the foul line once more. Reese, a good free throw shooter, 78% on the season. And as a team, Rose-Hulman, one of the better free throw shooting teams in the league. However, the Grizzlies are the best team at getting to the foul line, and they've done that a little bit here already today. First touch, first shot down low for Peyton C., and she had it denied. Fennell was trailing, thought about the 3, and a travel.
One too many fakes there for Gallegos Rodriguez of Rose-Hulman, but she had a really nice defensive stop on the other end, got that block right under the hoop without fouling. Rose-Hulman, they need to stay strong down low because, again, that's where Franklin likes to push. They've done a good job of not fouling too much, but again, the Grizzlies will get to the line.
Oh, there's another turnover, 5 of them for Rose-Hulman. And then that one there is the second of the 6 of them, rather, for Rose-Hulman, and then that's the second of the game for Franklin. Again, Jamie Baum on the bench, 2 first-period fouls here. Engineers were scoreless for the first few minutes of this period. Meyer, Fennell just hit a 3 a couple possessions ago, had it stripped. Riley Munchel knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play in hands by Fennell on the recovery.
Yeah, really good job not fouling there by Fennell, but quick hands by Munchel getting that poke away. And she tried to go straight into the body of Fennell and draw contact, but Caitlin Fennell going straight up and staying vertical.
Munchel the inbound, almost poked away. That's a deep one. Grinstead, 2 for 2 as of late from 3. She missed one earlier, but she's hit back-to-back ones from distance. And how about the Grizzlies start from beyond the arc, as there's another Rose-Hulman turnover, a Sophia Reese travel. But 4 of 6 start from 3 for Franklin.
Sometimes when you see one go in, the rest are just easily follow, and it doesn't even matter if it's you making it. If it's a teammate and they start to get hot, that can really just inspire the rest of the team. So Franklin, really strong performance so far.
Molly Schulte, number 0 in blue, in the game now for the Grizzlies. Cooney, kick it out, and a 3-second violation. Boy, a lot of whistles here.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, early on, 15-point advantage for Franklin. Rose-Hulman 3 of 10 start from the field. Franklin 9 of 13 on the other hand. Reese almost got caught in the air. Fennell now, a little runner in the lane. Good shot.
Really nice shot.
Errant pass, opportunity. How about the heads-up play from Reese? Gives it up. Diaz, her layup too strong. C has the rebound, and they'll push up ahead. Grinstead, she's already hit 2, and she's short on her 4th attempt.
This is what Rose-Hulman just needs, a little bit of a run to create some momentum.
Sophia Reese, that's a long 2, missed it poorly. And still some pressure here from Diaz, who fouls the ball handler in Schulte.
Those past couple, Rose-Hulman did a lot better job of creating some space, not getting too panicked when things weren't going exactly how they wanted. And again, this Rose-Hulman team so good at making runs late in quarters, later in the game. So by no means are they anywhere out of this ball game. They just need to make sure that they get away from the fouling.
Oh, there's a missed free throw from Molly Schulte, the freshman from Rockport, Indiana, shooting 71% on the season from the foul stripe. And we have a lane violation. I believe the basket, or the free throw rather, is going to be waived, and it will be. So an empty trip and a chance for Rose-Hulman to hold things the final possession of the first quarter here and go into the second with some momentum. Reese has it, looking for options. 5 seconds now, finds Gallegos Rodriguez. She puts it up and in. A good way to end the quarter as Rose-Hulman scores, and now trailing Franklin by just 11. 26-15 the score at the end of one. Don't go anywhere. This is Rose-Hulman women's basketball on RHIT TV.
Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. It all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. Feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
William McDermott alongside Graham Nash through the first 10 minutes here at Holbert Arena, Terre Haute, Indiana, campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. It's a late January HCAC class for the second time this season. Franklin and Rose-Hulman meeting up, and the Fighting Engineers trailing by 11 here, but they did get that 2 at the end from Gallegos Rodriguez to cut it to an 11-point deficit.
Yeah, it was a really nice move from Gallegos Rodriguez. Just got baseline, found the open lane, put it up and in off the glass. And impressive as well from Sophia Reese, who didn't travel. She was totally trapped around the left elbow and was able to find Gallegos Rodriguez. Important too there.
Got another clock issue, it appears here. At the start of the period, clock saying 9:51, when really it should be at 10 minutes. But Graham, I mean, you look at the first period for Rose-Hulman, I mean, they had some difficulties there early. They were able to kind of punch back a little bit, but defensively they struggled.
Yeah, it was. Franklin did such a good job of getting to their spots, and then also their shooting from distance was phenomenal. That's not what they're known for, but they were lighting it up from beyond the arc. So I think Rose-Hulman, Devin Paul told us that he was happy if they were going to be taking those contested shots, long threes. They just happened to be making them.
Yeah, Grinstead had 2 of them. She just fell to the floor and lost the ball. Turnover. There goes Rodriguez trying to pick up from where she left off in the first. No Jamie Baum on the floor. She has 2 fouls for Rose-Hulman. 5 points away, Baum is, from 1,000 career ones here at Rose-Hulman. Gallegos Rodriguez, that left hand is there for her. Well, soft touch. Lead to single digits now for Franklin.
Really good take. She was the leading scorer for Rose-Hulman in Transy's last contest with 16 points, 7 for 11 from the field. Maybe she's found a little something.
Yeah, that was a career high for her, those 16 points. Also added 7 rebounds. Takeaway. Reese in transition, using her speed and laying it up and in.
This is what it's all about. The second that the Fighting Engineers tightened up the defense, this was going to be close.
How about the help defense from Diaz this time? Another turnover. 3 of them to start the period for Franklin. Reese calling for the screen. Picks up her dribble. Gallegos Rodriguez. Boy, she's been hot with that left hand. Too strong that time.
Gallegos Rodriguez just trying to go through the contact, but that time a little too much.
Haven't seen Cooney get too many touches as of late, and she just lost it. Meyer to Reese, good look. Fennell wide open at the rim, and a timeout called by Jessica D'Armelio. She'll want to talk things over.
Such a good find there on that last play. Fennell wide open. And Rose-Hulman finding their defensive stride, forcing a good amount of turnovers. They came into this second with 8 turnovers to, I believe, Franklin's 6. All of a sudden, that number is tied right up at 8 turnovers apiece. And I think part of it, William, is because in this second quarter, Amelia Diaz has been face guarding Jordan Kuhn. So their best scorer, their best ball handler, has somewhat been neutralized by swarming defense from Amelia Diaz.
You know, and we mentioned it on the pregame that Devrin Paul told us that Amelia Diaz took on the challenge of guarding Jordan Kuhn in their first matchup and made things pretty difficult for her last time out. Kuhn, though, second in the league in scoring, 17 points a game. She's going to have her way. It's kind of similar to how a player like Jamie Baum is on Rose-Hulman. Eventually, they're going to get in a rhythm and score. Baum sitting out with a couple fouls to start the period, but you have to love the way that Devrin Paul has his team coming out of the break and into this second period. 6-0 start for the Engineers here.
Yeah, and Jamie Baum, she's the only senior on this squad. So having her out and having this young team still be able to start and spark this comeback is extremely impressive. Whatever Devrin Paul told his team in that quarter break really lit a fire.
So Baum will come in now after the Franklin timeout. 26-21. Lead at one point was 14 in the first quarter for Franklin. It's been trimmed down. Here is Kuhn. She gives it up. That's a 3, and it's way short. An air ball from Grinstead.
Grinstead looked really rushed on that one, just by the follow-through. She was falling into her own player, clearly felt a little uncomfortable, and that one way off the mark. Those are the contested shots that Devrin Paul wanted to see Rose-Hulman force the Grizzlies into.
Almost a turnover there. Baum gives it up. Meyer off the glass. The bank is open late in Terre Haute. Another turnover, the 4th of the period for Franklin. Boy, you can tell they really want to try to push the pace here, and maybe a little too much. That pass was a bit errant and went out of bounds.
Sophia Reese got clocked, too.
A little bit of a collision there, too.
But luckily, she seems to be all right. Rose-Hulman, yeah, they are moving rapidly. And another thing Devrin Paul told us is that after all those turnovers against Transy and then a disability or an inability to move in transition, that really made them focus more on the easy, simple things like a 5-man weave, a 3-man weave in practice. And now they're moving with a lot of pace.
And I think the turnovers like the ones they just had, they lived with those. And Cooney, big-time carry. He lifted it over the head of Emma Shipp. and then put it back on the floor. Don't think you can do that. 26-23 here. Engineers have cut it to 3, trailed by as many as 14. Here's Baum. Hasn't attempted a shot this period. That's a tough one. It puts it in. Boy. Jamie Baum now 1 3-point basket away from 1,000 career points. And another turnover. 5 this period.
All of a sudden, something just switched in Holbert Arena. I mean, Rose-Hulman, they were the ones really giving up a lot of possessions, and then all of a sudden they forced Franklin into a ton of turnovers. It's like literally a flip switch.
Baum and Reese handoff. Reese, what a ball fake. Puts it up, still short. Rebound to Breeden, who's just checked in the game. Here's Kuhn, hasn't scored as of late. Tough take. What a defensive play from Jamie Baum.
Well, you don't want to let Baum start to get into a groove. First a tough shot and then a good defensive stop. That is the last thing you want to see if you're the Grizzlies, with Rose-Hulman just charging, and then also with Jamie Baum back on the floor.
Schulte. Started by Baum on the right wing, now Munchel in the corner. Post up Cooney, double team comes, couldn't get it to go.
Really good double by Jamie Baum, making that a lot harder than it otherwise would be.
Chance for Rose-Hulman to take its first lead of the night. Fennell picks up her dribble, maybe thought about it. 10 on the shot clock. Baum almost lost her footing. Reese now, 5 to shoot, puts it up and scores. Rose-Hulman leads for the first time.
And those late in the shot clock buckets are all of a sudden going down for Rose-Hulman. They weren't getting any of those in the first quarter.
Kuhn, foul. Fennell got her.
And again, it speaks back to the good players are going to get their buckets. They're going to get their opportunities. Kuhn has been quiet since the start of this second quarter. But if she gets going, sees a couple going with free throws, kind of like a vintage James Harden-esque.
Okay.
When he saw those free throws go through, that's when he started to find his groove from around the arc. So who knows? Could be a similar situation for Jordan Kuhn here in the second quarter.
Microwave score. Kuhn is a chance to pick up a couple here at the Stripe. Already 4 here tonight, make it 5. 2 players on Franklin with 6, and that's Cooney, who had a few early ones, and then Grinstead hit those 2 triples. The lead back to Franklin, 28-27. Been a good second period. Rose-Hulman trailed by 14 in the first. They've marched their way back. Diaz, deep one, good! Just a 26% three-point shooter, and she hits that one from the top of the key. And that's a block from Baum on the other end. Breeden couldn't get it over her.
Something about this matchup brings Amelia Diaz alive. She's back guarding Jordan Kuhn again as well.
Diaz again. No. But the rebound from Gallegos Rodriguez. Right place, right time. Here's Kuhn. Tightly by Diaz. She traveled. Heck of a defensive effort from Rose-Hulman here in this second period. They've outscored Franklin 17-2.
Coming into this quarter, Rose-Hulman had 2 more turnovers than the Grizzlies, and all of a sudden that has flipped. Grizzlies with 2 more than Rose-Hulman.
Nice pass. Right hand this time. Boy, we're really watching a player come into her own. And Gallegos Rodriguez had a career high in the outing against Transylvania, the tough loss over the weekend, 23-point loss. Schulte fouled and scores. A nice response from Franklin on the other end.
Yeah, it's really big Franklin is going to need to look to some of their other scorers to get involved here, like Amali Schulte coming off of the bench. She played 21 minutes in this matchup last time, but only tried one field goal, didn't make one, so got to feel good for her to get one going down. And Franklin making some substitutions, trying to light a spark, get something going here with a different lineup.
Peyton C. comes out. So does Kate Breeden. 34-30. Rose leads. Here's Baum. Schulte has the challenge of guarding her. Strong with that shoulder, short on the shot. And Schulte trying to take it to her the other way. Had it stripped from behind by Diaz. Diaz has made some excellent defensive plays this quarter.
Just such good awareness. Seems to know where the ball is at all times and can just do something like that. Quickly poke it out of a player that's driving by.
Inside, that's Cooney. Free throw line, Jay. Didn't have the change on it to get it to roll in. Baum always aggressive. They swing it around to Diaz. Back to Baum. Tough step back. Mid-range. Pure.
That is so tough. There's no way to guard that little step back. Jamie Baum starting to find her groove in this second quarter.
Kuhn loses it off her knee. Another great defensive play and poke. Diaz was in there. So was Gallegos Rodriguez. Gallegos Rodriguez a little bit shaken up. She'll sub out, and in comes Caitlin Fennell, the 5'9" guard from here in Terre Haute. Boy, this game has really turned on its head. 21-4, the quarter advantage for the Engineers. They trailed by 11 at the end of the first 10 minutes.
Franklin going to a little bit of a zone now like we saw from Rose Holman.
Baum, this would be 1,000. No, too strong. A rebound to Buning. Grinstead hit a couple early threes. Here she is again. Diaz trying to poke it free. 10 on the shot clock. Riley Munchel dishes it into the corner. Grinstead, 3 on the shot clock. Munchel, too strong. Another turnover. The defensive intensity from Rose has been excellent as of late.
Yeah, Devon Paul has to be so thrilled with that defense in this second quarter. That right there is literally the game plan. Like he told us coming in, get them out of the paint, force them into a late, tough shot at the end of the shot clock, and that's exactly what happened. Shot clock violation off a tough corner 3 that was contested.
Oh, Meyer loses it. Transition opportunity for the Grizz. And a charge. Baum sits in there and takes it. It's going the other way.
That is a gutsy charge from Baum. If that's called as a defensive foul, then that's 3 on her in this first half, and that makes Devon Paul a little tentative, putting her back in the second half. But she commits, she gets that call, and that's a big swing for Rose Holman.
You know, it's also not the first time that Schulte has tried to go right at her there. The first time she was able to poke it away, and that time stood in and took the charge. 1 minute and change to go here as the follow attempt from Fennell, no good. Initial shot from Meyer. Shot clock at 14. Again, that zone from Franklin, a little bit confusing for Baum. This would be 1,000. It is 1,000 career points for Jamie Baum. The 11th player in school history to do so. And another turnover. A cataclysmic shot.
I'll tell you what, everything going right for Rose Holman right now. This second quarter has been a completely different team than what we saw in the first. They look confident. They look sure of what they're trying to do. They're sticking to their game plan, and boy, they are executing.
Reese tries one of her own. It's way short. Meyer is there. And with 28 seconds to go, chance for Franklin to slow it down. Looks like they want to score, though. Schulte follows her shot and scores. And Rose-Hulman will hold for the final possession of the half. Fennell, 3 ball, way short, 1 second. Munchel, heave, no. Well, Engineers, they were trailing by 11 after the first period. In the second, they outscore Franklin 24-6, Graham, and now they lead by 7 at the break, 39-32.
Yeah, the defense was phenomenal from Rose-Hulman in that second quarter, forcing the Grizzlies into 8 turnovers and then only committing 2 turnovers themselves. It was such a total flip of what we saw from that first quarter. They looked like they were executing. Well, they were executing, but they looked like they knew exactly what their game plan was and how to do it. They switched up the defense, went to that man-to-man instead of a zone, and that paid dividends. Amelia Diaz, phenomenal on the defensive end, and that turned into a lot of offense.
39-32, the halftime score. Rose-Hulman the advantage right now over Franklin College. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a special guest at halftime. 39-32, the score on RHIT TV. Back here at halftime at Holbert Arena, 39-32 the score. Rose-Hulman the advantage over Franklin College. We're joined by one of Rose-Hulman football's very own, Jay Smith. Thanks for being here, Jay. You guys had a pretty solid season, and you in particular individually had a great season. How do you feel like things went for you?
Yeah, I thought the season went really well. Had some tough out-of-conference games to get us prepared, and then in conference did pretty good. Of course, we want to win conference, but still had a good season overall. And then as far as my season, I thought it went well. A lot of thanks to my O-line and tight end for blocking for me, and the coaching staff for getting me the ball. And I thought it was overall a great season.
Well, one offensive lineman, and Dylan Page, was named along with you as an academic All-American. For you in the classroom and everything, how much does that mean to you, and how good of a student do you try to be on a daily basis?
So the classroom is like the number one thing, especially when you come to a tough school like this. We all love playing football and playing a sport, but at the end of the day, we're here to get a good education, get a good job in the future. So I just try to push myself to be the best student I can be every day in the classroom, and then outside the classroom getting my work done too, homework and studying for exams. So
you broke a record, Jay did, with 1,200 plus yards this season, the most in a single season in Rose-Hulman school history. That was held since 1983, so over 40 years that record stood tall. What does it mean to you to be able to hold a part of history here at Rose-Hulman now?
Yeah, it means a lot, especially knowing all the great running backs that came before me. I've heard a lot of stories about like Garrett Wright, and then obviously Grant Ruperter was right in front of me last year and the year before. So it means a lot to be able to take that spot, and then again, I just want to give thanks to my O-line because obviously they're the one that, as far as they go is where I can go. So
did you get them anything? You're not all the NFL players, they'll get their O-line. It's like the new trend. You're not maybe a nice dinner or something like that if you can, or
yeah, I brought them some cookies after some of the
there
games.
You go.
Yeah, but I don't have the money like the NFL guys. So unfortunately, nothing crazy.
Well, nevertheless, I'm sure they're very grateful. For you guys, 5-5 this year, what's next? What are you looking forward to in the off season and for next year for the team?
I think a lot in the off season is building that team chemistry up. A lot of new guys on offense will be stepping in, so making sure we all bond well together. And then I think we were playing some of our best football at the end of the year. Definitely it got better as the season went on, so just continuing that into next year and hopefully getting a better record than 5-5 and winning conference. So.
All righty. Well, Jay, best of luck in the future. Thanks for joining us
thank you.
Here today. Halftime, 39-32. We'll be back with thoughts and more on the second half. Don't go anywhere on RHIT TV.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Rose Rocketry was founded to put Rose-Hulman on the map for places to go if you're interested in aerospace. Rocketry is a club and a team for anyone interested in any aspect of hobby rocketry, aerospace as a career, or space in general. Rose Rocketry has several different pillars that we try to pursue for all of our members, one of them being the NASA USLI competition. The NASA University Student Launch Initiative is for college students and universities to get experience with high-power rocketry, get experience in creating proposals for NASA. They put us through the same rigorous process as they would all of their contractors. We write proposals, critical design reviews, we write flight readiness reviews, and then we can go and present all of our learnings to the NASA board and they can ask us questions. And having that kind of hands-on experience where you can point to it and say, hey, I want to work at your company. This is what I've done to show that I'm valuable to your company. I've built rockets before. I've written proposals for NASA before. Another part of Rose Rocketry is the research aspect. Because Rose Rocketry's goal is to help students pursue aerospace as a career, we want to try to encourage people in whatever field, in whatever subset of rocketry they are interested in. For example, we have a bunch of students working on what's called Rose Propulsion Laboratory, and we are able to provide them funding, even mentorship. Another aspect would be electric ion propulsion. We have a couple students who are really interested in in-space propulsion specifically. And then there's also SmallSat. Rose SmallSat has the goal of launching a nanosatellite, which is around this big, into orbit within the next 3 to 5 years. And this is a really ambitious project, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of Rose Rocketry. My favorite thing about Rose Rocketry is how open we are. A lot of our people that are the most active are freshmen. And that's fantastic because now these people are learning hands-on engineering skills before they even learn what engineering is.
It's sort of given me a preview of all the engineering that is to come, and it's sort of put me on the fast track of learning mechanical engineering. Failure modes, effects, and analysis, that's not something you really learn as a freshman in your academics, but learning it in Rose Rocketry means I can apply those concepts to my current classes, which really helps me excel academically and prepares me for future classes. One of the goals I have after graduation is to be part of the aerospace industry. Rose Rocketry has helped me prepare for that goal in learning the design process of the aerospace industry and learning the documentation requirements. And it's also given me the opportunity to step into a lot of design areas and a lot of manufacturing areas that I haven't been exposed to before. And I think Rose Rocketry provides that really collaborative and friendly atmosphere. We really learn to work with each other, especially across multiple majors. What's special about Rose is the ability to really get involved. If you have that initiative, you can pursue it. And I think that's exemplified by how joining this team as a freshman, I was able to be elected the vice president. I was able to make a real difference on the team. That experience is something that you really may not find at other universities.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Welcome back inside Holbert Arena on campus for the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. Rose-Hulman leading the Franklin College Grizzlies 39-32 at the half. William McDermott alongside Graham Nash, and it's a good time to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today at 317-849-0810. Also, Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today at 317-472-7600. Boilermaker Local 374, Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Union Local 374 to do your job right the first time. Also, Passion Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience as a prestige healthcare company. Passion Care is driven by a decade of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-537-1811. So Graham, 39-32 lead for Rose-Hulman, a game where they trailed by as many as 16. I was saying 14 in the first half. It's actually 16 in the first period. Then they swing it around. They led by as many as 9, and they go into the break up 7. What changed for them over the course of the first half?
The defense. It all starts with the defense for Rose-Hulman. They were phenomenal on the defensive end, and it really came when they went to that player-to-player, man-to-man defense instead of the zone, and Amelia Diaz could lock up Jordan Kuhn. Kuhn did not have much room to do anything at all, and Amelia Diaz started to thrive on the defensive and on the offensive. She made a really big 3 after forcing a turnover, and so that really was where it all started, and then Rose-Hulman just started to find their confidence. Jamie Baum checked in, got her 1,000th career point, and really found her stride. And something that also really sticks out to me is the offensive rebounds. Rose-Hulman had 6 to Franklin's 3. So even though that didn't always turn into points for the Fighting Engineers, they had that second chance, which was huge.
And coming in, Franklin, the best rebounding team at 41.8 glass cleaners a game in the conference. So that's certainly a big storyline that's been in favor of Rose-Hulman so far. Leading scorers, there's a lot of them. Well, for Rose-Hulman, they're kind of been doing it by committee. Baum has 9. And again, she had she needed 7 to get to 1,000, and she eclipsed that with a 3-pointer in the first half. They also have Caitlin Fennell, who has 7. She knocked down a triple. And then Gallegos Rodriguez, CK Gallegos Rodriguez, 4 of 6 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal, and 8 points. She's coming off a career-high outing against Transylvania over the weekend, doing some really good things again today.
Yeah, she's been fantastic. She gets in the lane really well, has flipped it up with that left hand a couple times where it's kind of like, how did that go in? But she's got phenomenal feel. She had some really big rebounds as well, has read Franklin's defense really, really nicely, and then has boxed out beautifully. So Gallegos Rodriguez, like you said, kind of stepping into her own, and she's been a player that has really just gotten to her spots. Leads the team in field goal percentage at 47.5. She is going to score, kind of like Jamie Baum. You just got to get it to her in a good spot. It's all about that entry pass, and the passing was clean and crisp for Rose Holman in that second quarter.
Franklin has 4 players with 6 points. Taylor Cooney, Jordan Kuhn, Maddie Barnes, and then Grinstead, who knocked down those 2 triples. So start of the second half here. Inside Holbert Arena was very entertaining first half. We had a record performance type career achievement type thing in the first half. We also had a great basketball game, a game of runs. Rose Holman led by as many as 9 as they do go to Baum, and she has it stripped from her by Cooney right away. And then the Grizzlies led by as many as 16 in that first half, now trailing by 7 and with the basketball. Right to the lane is Barnes. She's fouled. And if that's on Gallegos Rodriguez, that is her second. So 3 players with 2 fouls for Rose. Gallegos Rodriguez, Emma Shipp, and Jamie Baum.
Franklin coming out with a lot of aggression. It's only been 2 plays, but still really clean block on the defensive end, and then turning that into a chance just to get downhill, put your head down. They looked angry in warm-ups during that halftime break. The entire time Jordan Kuhn was clapping her hands and nodding her head. Yeah. They want to get back in this game bad.
Yeah, Jordan Kuhn just 6 points in that first half, trying to get her team going. Second leading scorer in the conference. Emma Shipp, strong right hand.
That was a tough move. Quick first step, beat her defender, clean lane, and then gets the perfect touch off the glass.
Munchel directing traffic. Halfway through the shot clock. And I got a foul off the ball. Barnes took a tumble, and that's the third on Gallegos Rodriguez all of a sudden. Interesting development here early in the third.
No bench movement for the Fighting Engineers, though.
Shot clock back to 20. Inside. Up with the right hand. It's Buning.
And Buning's one of those players that they got to get going. She can work really well in the paint. 47% from the field, leading the team. 11 points a game. That is going to be big for them going forward.
She had 22 points on 10 made field goals in a game against Bluffton earlier this season. Not their most recent win against Bluffton this past weekend, as Diaz too strong on a 3. But she can certainly score in loads. Looks like they try to post up again. Shipp is on her. A good cut. Barnes to the rim and scores. Even a better pass by Munchel.
And the Grizzlies now starting to pick apart that man-to-man defense a little more of Rose Holman. They're finding space, setting some nice off-the-ball screens to set up those cutters, and they're getting some quick buckets.
That's Munchel's 4th assist. Reese is fouled on the baseline. And Buning will pick up that one. As out comes Diaz and Gallegos Rodriguez in Fennell and Meyer. These 2 teams play close games. 3 of the last 4 have been decided by 4 points or fewer, including the 1-point win for Franklin earlier this season, just 11 days ago. Travel. They got Fennell.
And this third quarter has started off similarly to that first. A couple turnovers from Rose Holman that could have been prevented, like a travel and like a missed pass, missed opportunity. But if history repeats itself, they've got a lot of firepower left to bring.
Barnes knocked away by Baum. Rose-Hulman doing a pretty good job on those straight line drives. And Baum's third block, actually, leads the team coming into this one. Cooney thought about that mid-range. Instead, it's going the other way.
Second charge that Rose-Hulman has drawn off of the Grizzlies in this game. First one was Jamie Baum, and that time Sophia Reese getting in on the action. Just a good job committing to that contact, drawing the foul. And again, those are big, especially when Franklin's charging.
Fennell, corner triple, short. Jordan Kuhn snatches the rebound. They really got to get her going. What about this ball movement? It's knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay here. Fennell got a hand on it. So for Jordan Kuhn, averaging 17 points in the game, Graham, how do they get her going?
Well,
if you're Franklin,
they need to take advantage of this right now. Amelia Diaz on the bench for Rose-Hulman.
Barnes straight away off the heel.
But I think the biggest thing is let her work in space.
Baum up ahead. Fennell streaking down the court.
Devin Paul loving that one. Pointed to Jamie Baum and started clapping. That's what they want more of from her.
6-point lead for Rose-Hulman. Cooney couldn't get it to go. It'll stay here. Engineers have locked up on the defensive end ever since that first quarter. They gave up 26 points in that first quarter, Graham. Since then, they've only given up 11.
And then forced 8 turnovers in that second quarter. It was phenomenal. Again, we said it like a switch flipped.
Kuhn can't find any space. And there's a pass into a double team. Baum intercepts. Meyer fouled on the drive.
Rose-Hulman has also done a good job of drawing and fighting through contact ever since that first quarter. It looked like they were a little hesitant to drive, and again, that comes with a couple of early turnovers. You maybe play a little too careful, trying to be a little too perfect, but in that second quarter and since, they have welcomed contact, they have gone right for it, and they've drawn a couple important fouls off of Franklin.
Baum, that's a three. It's good.
Jamie Baum leads the conference in three-point percentage. Missed a couple in that first half, but gets an early one in this third quarter. That's the last thing that the Grizzlies want to see, is have her getting some confidence from beyond the arc.
She's got a game-high 12 points. Munchell with Reese going under the screen, can't respond. Engineers reverse the ball inside. Here's Ship. Fennell, that's a mid-range 2. Caitlin Fennell, they're making some shots now. Hit a 3 in the first half. Rose-Hulman 4 of 13 from distance. Franklin 4 of 11. Kuhn trying to make a play. Barnes answers.
It's a really good shot. Maddie Barnes has come out with a lot of aggression in this second half. She had the most minutes in their last contest against Rose-Hulman, 35. Only tallied 7 points, though. She's had a much stronger night tonight offensively for the Grizzlies. Coming in at 9 points.
Here's Baum in isolation. Shot fake, drive, scoop layup, good.
So good. Just a little head fake. Get the defender in the air, wide open lane, and an easy finish.
Cooney has it poked away. Is able to get it back. 10 on the shot clock. Backing down Meyer. Lost it for a second, collects it, and puts it up and in.
And that was a good defensive effort from Rose-Hulman. They almost forced a turnover twice there. Really looked like Sophia Reese was going to have it, but a good job from Cooney keeping that basketball.
Reese nestles her way down, and that's an elbow jumper for Ship. That's tapped that out to her, and now Reese has a long two. Can't hit. Franklin will take over.
Devin Paul liking the possession there. Didn't fall, but that's what they wanted.
Barnes is pushing the pace, and what a basket. You said it. She has been aggressive this half. Full head of steam. She was tripped, and she made it go. Fouls on Meyer.
14 points for Barnes. Just really, really pushing the narrative.
Entertaining third period. 6-point lead for Rose-Hulman, 50-44. Don't go anywhere. This is Rose-Hulman women's basketball on RHIT TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call us today at 317-396-1023. Also, Dynamark, looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years, Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Call today at 317-328-2555. Maddie Barnes at the free throw line. Here when we come back, 6-point lead for Rose-Hulman midway through the third period. It's been an entertaining game, Graham. It really has. It's been a game of runs, and Franklin hoping they have one last in them.
Yeah, both teams, they've done a good job of responding to the other team's adjustments. First, that was Rose-Hulman doing such a good job on the defensive end, but then Franklin really finding a spark coming out in the second half.
She misses the only attempt. And it looks like they're back in that zone. Get it to Baum in the middle of it so she can make a decision. Fennell, mid-range. That's the second mid-range jumper she's hit this period.
Yeah, got that good feeling, got a stroke going, and it's all about finding that soft spot in the zone. Get it to Jamie Baum, let her find that soft spot, and then it's all about making the bucket, and Fennell did just that.
Peyton C. has been quiet. She's standing at the free throw line, but in the meantime, a basket underneath Ella Coons.
That's the first time that we're seeing Ella Coons in this ball game, but gets a quick bucket.
Baum. Back to Diaz, back to Baum. 8 on the shot clock. Diaz wide open in the corner. Can't hit, but it'll stay here off the hands of Ella Coons.
And that's a gift for the Fighting Engineers. Coons was in a good position to reel that one in, especially after it went off the hands of the Fighting Engineers, but she just couldn't react fast enough. And so the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers get another look.
Got a foul shortly after the inbounds. Franklin College leading the all-time series between the two, 29-21 in favor of the Grizzlies. They've won 4 in a row in this series as Sophia Reese scores. Schulte almost lost it, gives it up, and knocked out of bounds. You can tell there's been quite an emphasis for Franklin to push the pace here since halftime. They've been getting downhill early in the offense.
And I think it comes down to they know they're not that great of a three-point shooting team. They had some success early on, but they want to open up those lanes and drive and that happens easiest when they get in transition and move it quickly.
Instead, inside, Coons, knocked away, blocked by Baum.
Tell you what, Jamie Baum, not necessarily the tallest, but she's got such good vision and then also just such good feel for when to get that ball as the player is going up for a shot. Leads the team with 28 blocks coming into this game, and Baum already got 3 more to add to her season tally.
Well, we said that points in the paint, yeah, that's kind of the calling card for this Franklin College team, and Jessica D'Armelio is they score in the paint. They put up over 40 in their last win against Bluffton, but Rose-Hulman outscoring them down low today, 24-22, as Fennell can't muscle it up and in.
Like that possession law from Rose-Hulman, they were moving the ball really, really quickly, getting it from spot to spot, but Amelia Diaz just a little too strong on the 3, and then a little too much of eagerness to get a shot back up.
Schulte, layup attempt, no good. Gallegos Rodriguez, another rebound. That her 6th. Errant pass there, intercepted. Grinstead pulls up, can't hit from about 20 feet. And now Reese will slow it down.
Really surprised Grinstead didn't try to drive. That's what their entire game plan has been this third quarter, and it's worked for them. Gotten them a lot closer to the Fighting Engineers than it looked like they might be after what a strong second quarter they had.
Baseline jumper against that zone. CK couldn't get it to go, and a travel on the rebound. Boy, the turnovers for Franklin have been critical. 17 of them already. Remember, Rose-Hulman forced 27 against Transylvania over the weekend. They've done a much better job capitalizing on those turnovers. 8 fast break points, 18 points off of the turnovers for the Engineers.
And that was just really good commitment from Gallegos Rodriguez, not getting the shot, but still following it, forcing a turnover.
Opportunity for Peyton C. Her first points. They've got to find a way to get her going. C averages almost 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, playing almost 20 minutes. So she's effective when she's in there, but tonight that's just her first basket coming late in the third.
Yeah, and playing under 10 minutes. They've just gone to other options.
That 3 is good. Meyer hits. Or no, it's a 2. Her foot was on the line. 8 seconds here. Munchel had it poked free. Gallegos Rodriguez is there again. And Rose-Hulman goes into the fourth quarter with exactly what Devin Paul told us he wanted. He wanted them to be leading in the fourth quarter, and that's exactly what's happening. 8-point advantage for the Fighting Engineers going into the fourth when we come back on RHIT TV.
My goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt.
Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Highway Safety Services. Services, you do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us at 765-446-1500. 2. Start of the fourth quarter, William McDermott alongside Graham Nash. 8-point lead for Rose-Hulman. They trail by 16 in the first. Here's C, short on the turnaround. That was a little right hook. And Baum pushes. Fennell, another mid-range. No, too long that time. Follows her shot. Battling for C for the loose ball. And Franklin comes up with it.
Good job again by Fennell following the shot. Rose-Hulman did a good job of that in the third. It created some second chance opportunities, and they nearly got one there.
Oh, she's got to get going. Kuhn, though, cannot hit from distance. She's had a tough time finding her offense tonight.
Yeah, she really has, and part of it has been phenomenal defense. Only 6 for Kuhn. Amelia Diaz and others have shut her down. Rose-Hulman knew the game plan, and they have executed when it comes to guarding Kuhn.
And a travel. Chip. A little bit happy feet dancing around the free throw line. And they'll turn it over, give it to Franklin. And Briley Munchell. Munchell loses it. Fennell gets dirty, but a foul is called. Boy, that was a heck of an effort to grab that basketball.
It was, and it looked about as close to a loose ball as it could, but it's called a foul. Rose-Hulman, though, still coming out with that fire. Their defense has been phenomenal.
Another clock issue here. And because of that, it's a good time to thank Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. Also, thanks to the IndianaSRN sports page. Check it out, wall-to-wall sports news every day, high school, college, pro. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org, and click on the sports page tab. Stay informed with the IndianaSRN sports page. Eight-point lead for the Fighting Engineers. Grinstead's made a couple from distance. They're looking inside. Here's C. She just scored a couple possessions ago. Gives it up. And layup no good. But Buning gonna go to the line. Foul on Meyer.
And it was really good defense from the Fighting Engineers. They pushed them late into the shot clock. That's what they're trying to do. And that right there is exactly why the Grizzlies are trying to get in transition, because Rose has really clogged the lanes, made it hard for them to get in the paint, get down low where they live, and has forced them into those late shot clock shots that aren't as high of a percentage. So Franklin, they're frankly going to have to push the pace. Get it, frankly? They're going to have to push the pace, but Rose, they're going to try to slow them down as much as possible.
You think they're named after the same person?
I like to think so.
Yeah. All Franklins are the same. Fennell, through that press, she scores. Offensive clinic as of late for Rose-Hulman and Devrin Paul.
Fennell has been really impressive. Leads Rose-Hulman with 15 points coming off the bench.
C muscles her way to the basket and puts it up and in.
That's just so tough to stop. C has found a little groove now, getting her spot, getting to her spot, and then just using that great spin move to create an open look off the glass.
Rose-Hulman putting on a clinic on how to break the press. That was very efficient. How about Caitlin Fennell? She'll go to the line and one.
8 for 12 from the field. 17 points. She has been phenomenal. Fennell had a couple really strong games early on in the season, but has kind of drifted off. Great to see her returning to that form.
Makes it a 9-point lead. She was at Indiana State last season. Grinstead trailing 3, no. Fight for the loose ball. Franklin has it. Kuhn hasn't shot in a couple possessions. C has, though. She hasn't been shy. Jump ball. It's going the other way.
Phenomenal help from Emma Shipp. Came from that weak side and got her hands up. She was the one to draw that jump ball. And the defense, again, Rose-Hulman, it's been so good and so impressive, especially after how quickly Franklin got off to a start in that first quarter.
Trying to break that press again. They do it effortlessly. And now Baum has a full head of steam. It looks like we got a blocking foul, I believe.
That's part of what makes Jamie Baum so good. She can shoot, but she can also drive, and she's not afraid to get in the lane, go through contact, and put up a difficult shot. Rose-Hulman, they are just clicking right now.
Boy, it would be big for Devrin Paul and this group if they could break through in a close game. They've struggled down the stretch in games as of late. I mean, that first game just 11 days ago against Franklin comes to mind, the kind of fiasco at the end there, the foul called, and lost the game on a couple free throws. Baum will split. And Franklin trying to get one more final push here, and they're going to need Jordan Kuhn to lead the charge. There she is.
That's what she's good at, those quick cuts, get to the basket, put it up and in nicely off the glass. They just haven't let her get down low.
She's got a real smooth dribble.
Yeah.
Fennell. Post up, Gallegos Rodriguez, good pass. Emma Ship. Now Reese spinning. Ball fake, can't go. Now here's Taylor Cooney. Fouled on her attempt.
And again, Franklin getting in transition. That's how they've created space and opportunities. But a really nice try from Sophia Reese on the other end for Rose. Just one extra spin, got an open look. Jordan Kuhn couldn't stay with her. So many fakes and so many spins, but just couldn't quite get it over the rim.
They're doing a pretty good job taking care of the ball as of late. Just one turnover this period for Franklin. Had 4 in that third. And they had a ridiculous amount of turnovers in the second, 9 of them in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's when Rose-Hulman really switched to the player-on-player, man-on-man defense and had a lot of success. That's when we really started to see them flourish.
2 missed free throws from Taylor Cooney, normally a surefire shooter at 73%. So still an 8-point game, plenty of time to go here inside Holbert Arena. Meyer tees one up, doesn't get the roll. Kuhn snatches it off the glass. Here is Kuhn. Gives it up to Cooney. C, behind the back, dribbling through traffic, swatted away by Emma Ship. Up ahead, Sophia Reese puts it up and in. Pushing the pace.
Such good defense to offense for Rose-Hulman. Ship sticking with that play. C got downhill and was really getting there quick, but still get that block.
Kuhn loses it. Stripped by Meyer. Another fast break opportunity for the Engineers. She'll slow it down. They'll reset. Give it to Ship on the block. Tries to go right through Peyton C. And now Fennell, she's been brilliant. She continues to get to the rim with ease. Caitlin Fennell putting on a show here inside Holbert Arena. She's got 19. Looked like a foul on that little slip pass. And Rose-Hulman completely blowing this game open, 12-point advantage. And now Caitlin Fennell with their 19 points tonight, a season high here for the Terre Haute native. She's playing excellent basketball, leading the charge for the Fighting Engineers as they lead the Grizzlies 65-53, 4:56 to go in the fourth. Don't go anywhere. This is Rose-Hulman women's basketball on RHIT TV.
Anxious over algebra? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org. Confused by chemistry? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org.
Help us make a difference. Then help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org and directing your donation to a specific school, or just hit the donate button. More games, more opportunities for these kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Also thanks to Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow, 317-894-7000. William McDermott alongside Graham Nash. It's been a very entertaining one here at Holborn Arena. Rose-Hulman hasn't beaten Franklin College in 4 tries, 4 straight for the Grizzlies, trying to break that here tonight. And we got an offensive foul right out of the timeout. They get Taylor Cooney with an illegal screen.
And William, it's really been all Franklin since the start of the 2020 decade. Franklin 7-2 against Rose-Hulman since 2020. The Fighting Engineers just haven't had that kind of juice that they did have against this team in the late 2010s, but they've looked really, really strong tonight.
Almost a trap zone defense here from Franklin. They go down low. Meyer makes a move. Can't score. We'll see if Franklin has one final push in them. Cooney just doing it all herself. She loses it. She's had a tough time holding on to the ball. Taylor Cooney, at her 8th turnover. Here's the 1,000 career point scorer in Baum. Over to Meyer with under 4 to play. Meyer, foul. They get Jordan Kuhn.
Really strong take. Again, Rose-Hulman just going right at the Grizzlies, not shying away from that contact. And now Taylor Cooney coming out of the ball game for Franklin.
Now you take a look at the HCAC standings. Franklin currently in a tie for 3rd place. They were picked to finish 5th. They've got a league record of 7-4. As the first free throw swished from Meyer. Rose-Hulman, on the other hand, 8-10 overall, under 500, but 5-6 in the league. Chance to get even here, and they've got a schedule coming up with some more opportunities.
And Devin Paul said that he feels like this league is still wide open. They can compete with any team.
Kuhn, coast to coast. No, 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 Jamie Baum says.
Baum has been terrific. Offense, defense. She has just been doing it all.
Surprised we didn't see a Mutombo finger wag after that. Reese traveled before the shot.
There's still time on the clock. We could get a finger wag before the end of the night, William.
We can. 1,000 career points, a finger wag. It's a heck of a night for Jamie Baum there if they can pick up the win. Leading by 13 now. Instead, she's been quiet as of late. Molly Schulte back to Jordan Kuhn. No good. She has not been able to get going offensively. Jordan Kuhn now 3 of 7 from the floor. Up ahead, Gallegos Rodriguez has been there every time.
Gallegos Rodriguez, another player that has been phenomenal. 10 points for her on the ball game. But Kaylin Fennell still leading with that 19.
Kuhn, that was almost like a guard post-up. 3 at the scores table for the Grizzlies. You have to wonder what kind of subs those are going to be from Jessica D'Armilio. Time ticking for Franklin. 15-point lead for the home team, Rose-Hulman. Bomb behind the back. Long range. No.
That would have been quite the cherry on top for Jamie Baum if that one fell.
Yeah, there's a layup in traffic from Briley Munchel. And we will have a timeout call by Devrin Paul. It does look like Jessica D'Armilio is going to empty the bench. That she had 5 at the scores table and now a 13-point lead with just over 2 minutes to go. How about the effort from Rose-Hulman to get back in this game, trailed by as many as 16 in the first period. And really, ever since the start of the second period, Rose-Hulman has just been pedal to the metal.
Yeah, they've just been the better team, frankly. I mean, the defense was phenomenal. That cleanup, the screws that they tightened on the defensive end, I don't know what exactly it was. We know they changed from the zone to the man-to-man, but something was instilled in these players. Amelia Diaz, a fantastic defensive effort, and then that just turned into confidence on the offensive side. 4 Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers in double-digit points. That has really, really been the difference between this contest and some of their more recent ones.
Caitlin Fennell, season high, 31 minutes, 9 of 13 from the field. She knocked down the 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, 2 steals, and then 19 points, which is a season high. She's had a heck of a game. And how about CK Gallegos Rodriguez as well? 29 minutes, 10 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for her. She's coming off a career-high performance, 16 points against Transylvania. She's always had really high defensive upside. Last season, she led the team in steals with 43 and 1.9 a game, which was actually 5th in school history. But it's been really good to see the offensive side of her game pick up.
Yeah, those layups right next to the hoop where I shouldn't say layups because they're very tough. And saying layups makes it sound like it's easy.
Right.
She has made some incredibly tough baskets where she's been guarded closely and just finds a way to flip it up and in. She is finding a great touch by the hoop.
So Coach D'Armilio empties the bench, and for now, as Emma Shipp gives it up, Fennell, chance for 21! Have a day, Caitlin Fennell. Rose-Hulman, what's next for them? They host Berea, on February 1st this coming weekend. They go to Hanover and Anderson back-to-back, and then host Mount St. Joseph. So things in the league starting to heat up here. I mean, you said it earlier, Graham. Devrin Paul, he told us he still thinks this league is wide open. There's a lot of good players, a lot of good coaches, and he was very impressed. In particular, I mean, might as well go for 40 at this point.
Yeah, they're all going in.
Right.
She's just tossing them up. There's a magnet.
That's a deep 3. No good from someone who I do not have on the roster. As 5 new substitutions for Rose-Hulman. Out goes Caitlin Fennell. And a very well-deserved applause from the home crowd here. This was a heck of a performance from her and the rest of her Engineer teammates.
And Fennell, just a freshman, one of those young players on one of the youngest teams in the country in Rose-Hulman that is really going to be an exciting player to watch for a couple more years here in Terre Haute.
Yeah, those sophomore guards, Diaz, Reese, they're going to be here for quite some time. There's Anaya Hawkins checking in for the first time. Godoy Rodriguez in for the first time as well. That turnaround shot no good from Columbia Rodriguez. 5'8" junior guard. 11 seconds. And it's going to be a Rose-Hulman win here inside Holborn Arena. A heck of a performance from Devrin Paul's squad. And a much-needed victory. They've lost so many close games, and now finally they get over that hump here in one that at the start it didn't really look good.
Yeah, and we asked Devrin Paul pretty much the exact question of, you've had some close ones, what's the key to getting over the hump? He said leading going into the fourth quarter. And that's what they did. They had a good, strong 8-point lead coming into the fourth, and then they were able to just build off of that and continue to play good defense, turn that into strong offense against Franklin. And especially impressive, you lose by 1 point to this Franklin team 11 days ago. It's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, but they came out firing, and after such a tough start, to have this turnaround, phenomenal performance.
Looks like Jamie Baum's trying to grab the PA mic. And again, Jamie Baum with her performance, 31 minutes, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks.
Yeah.
My goodness, one of the best players in the league. And she hit a career milestone here tonight. 1,000 career points. She needed 7 to get it, and I think both of us going in figured that tonight would be the night for Jamie Baum.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats, averaging over 16.5 points per game. Jamie Baum was absolutely going to be the player.
She thanks the fans for their support, and a very fun night here in Terre Haute, Indiana. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by our player of the game. We think it's going to be Caitlin Fennell, not 100% sure. And then we're also going to be joined by Rose-Hulman head coach Devrin Paul. He's going to have a lot of good things to say after this one. Actually, looks like Jamie Baum is going to join us. We'll be right back on RHIT TV.
Doing things so quickly. A lot of times we know that we need help. So our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
Back here inside Holbert Arena, final score 72-57. Going to be joined here by Devrin Paul and Jamie Baum. Come on, guys. Well, guys, first of all, congratulations. Heck of a win. Jamie, we're going to start with you. Congratulations, 1,000 career points, the 11th player in school history to do so. What does it mean?
I think just carrying on the legacy, showing that we're engineers, but we can play just as well as anyone else.
And what about her to be able to get that done? I mean, even your sophomore season, you only played a few games. You missed a lot of time.
I think my most favorite thing about Jamie is how she fights through adversity. Having a tough start at the beginning of the game, and sometimes with players, it's tough to score that 1,000 point, and it's a lot of pressure. And she handled it very well today. Her leadership just really speaks for itself. The work that she puts in outside of practice, unmatchable. I wanted to talk a little bit about Caitlin Fennell and the night that she had 21 points, a season-high performance for her, and one of the younger ones on this team, a very young team, one of the youngest teams in all of college basketball right now. What about her was working today? I think just looking for a shot, and her teammates got her involved. We knew that she was going to have an opportunity to get some shots up today, and I think her ability to be able to attack the basket today really showed that she has different layers to her game, and she's just getting started. Jamie, you score, top 3 scoring in the league, but defensively, 5 blocks tonight. What about your defensive performance got it done for you guys?
I think that defense is really where I live. The points, they come, but my favorite thing is playing defense, just shutting people down, and there's no better feeling than blocking a shot. Yeah. And Devrin, what's next for you guys? I mean, we talked to you before the game. You said you guys have had a lot of close losses, and you felt that you needed to be ahead going into the fourth quarter. What does it say about this team that they were able to come from behind down 16 early, didn't score in the first few minutes of the game, they were able to battle their way back and eventually be leading and cruising really for most of the fourth period? Yeah, I think one word that describes our team is perseverance. Every time something happens, they just bounce back. They just find a way to stick with it. And that's what we talked about before the game. Things are going to happen. We're going to have to stick with it throughout the process. And they've really shown that they were ready to take that next step. And it was fun to watch. It's fun to coach this group. This is a great group of kids that we have.
Going forward, what can you take from this for both of you? What can you take for this going forward for the rest of the season? You said you feel like the HCAC is wide open. There's still a ways to go.
Jamie, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I think that it just shows that no matter how much we go down, that we always got a fighting chance and just don't give up. We've been fighting with every team. We've had a lot of close losses, and, we lost to Franklin by 1 point last time, and this time we really turned it around and showed that we can be the better team.
All righty. Well, congratulations,
Appreciate it.
Devrin, Jamie as well. Have a good night. Celebrate this and enjoy it.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right. In the meantime, we're going to run down some final statistics. Graham is going to join me back here on the headset. Just talking to Jamie Baum and Devrin Paul. They're very excited about this win. Jamie Baum in particular, 1,000 career points now, and she had a good game. But how about the others for Rose-Hulman? CK Gallegos Rodriguez, 5 of 8 from the field, 10 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, it was an all-around team performance. I think that's really a big positive for Devrin Paul and this team to take away from the win against the Grizzlies. For the team to rally and be able to force such an impressive comeback, I think it speaks volumes to what they are capable of and what they can do in the future.
Here on the Morales Group postgame, Jamie Baum is our Piper Logistics Player of the Game. She eclipses 1,000 career points, the 11th player in school history to do so. And the Fighting Engineers get it done, 72-57 over the Franklin College Grizzlies. They split the season series, and now they go into another home matchup against Berea this coming weekend. Franklin will host Earlham as well on Saturday. Franklin dropping to 13-6 overall, 7-5 in the HCAC. Rose-Hulman, on the other hand, now 9-10 and 6-6 in the HCAC. Things heating up in the league. For all of our broadcast crew here tonight inside Holbert Arena, I'm William McDermott saying so long for my partner Graham Nash. Thank you for tuning in and spending your Wednesday evening with us. The final score, Rose-Hulman 72, Franklin College 57.